This is the story of James, a restaurant manager in America whose spirit shone like a beacon in the bustling world of hospitality. With a smile that could light up the darkest day, James would greet anyone who asked how he was doing with, "If I were any better, I'd be twins." His infectious laughter and unwavering optimism were like a warm hug to everyone around him. Many waiters at his restaurant found themselves leaving their jobs just to follow him from one place to another. They were captivated by James, not just for his upbeat nature, but for his remarkable ability to lift others from their struggles. If an employee was having a rough day, James would show up. His presence, a reminder that there's always a silver lining, even in the storm. One day, curious about how he maintained such unwavering positivity, I approached James and asked, "I don't understand. No one can be positive all the time. How do you do it?" James paused, his eyes shining with sincerity. "Each morning I wake up and remind myself I have two choices: to embrace the day with joy or let negativity take hold. I always choose joy. When something bad happens, I can either become a victim or find a lesson in it. I choose to learn. When someone comes to me with complaints, I can either dwell on the negativity or shift their perspective to the positive side of life. I always choose the positive, but it's not always that easy," I said, my voice tinged with doubt. "Yes, it is," James replied gently, his conviction unwavering. "Life is about choices. When you strip away the noise, every moment boils down to a decision. You choose how to react. You choose how others affect your mood. Ultimately, it's your choice how to live your life." Years later, I learned that James had faced a heart-wrenching ordeal, an event that no one in the restaurant business should ever endure. One fateful morning, he left the back door of his restaurant ajar, and it became a gateway for the armed robbers. In a chaotic struggle, as he tried to open the safe, fear gripped him. His hand slipped, and in a terrifying instant, he was shot. When I heard the news, my heart sank, but James, ever the fighter, was quickly found and rushed to the hospital. After 18 hours of surgery and weeks of intensive care, he emerged forever changed, with bullet fragments still lodged in his body, a silent testament to his resilience. I saw James about 6 months later. As I approached him, a mix of worry and hope filled my chest. When I asked how he was doing, he flashed that same radiant smile. "If I were any better, I'd be twins. Want to see my scars?" He joked, a glimmer of his old self shining through. I hesitated, but my curiosity got the better of me, and I asked what had gone through his mind during that harrowing robbery. The first thought that struck me was regret. "I should have locked the back door," James said, his voice dropping. As I lay there on the floor, bleeding, I remembered I had two choices: to succumb to despair or to fight for my life. I chose to fight. "Weren't you scared?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. "The paramedics were incredible," he recalled, a hint of gratitude in his eyes. "They kept assuring me I would be okay, but when they wheeled me into the emergency room and I saw the looks on the doctors' and nurses' faces, my heart sank. In their eyes, I could see fear. They thought I was a dead man. I knew I had to act." "What did you do?" I asked, captivated by his strength. "There was a big nurse shouting questions at me," he explained, his eyes sparkling with the memory. "She asked if I was allergic to anything." I replied, "Yes." The room fell silent, all eyes on me. I took a deep breath, and with all my strength, I yelled, "Bullets!" Laughter erupted, and I seized that moment. I told them, "I'm choosing to live. Treat me like I'm alive, not dead." James survived, not just because of the skilled hands that worked to save him, but because of the indomitable spirit that refused to be extinguished. From him, I learned an invaluable lesson. Each day, you have the choice to embrace life or let it weigh you down. The one thing no one can take from you is your attitude. Nurture that, and everything else in life becomes a little more bearable, a little more beautiful.